Every night, I stand where the shadows stretch longest, where hope feels like a whisper. People look to me and see a mask, but what they don't see is the man behind it. The struggle, the choice. Every single day, I choose this life. Not because it's easy, not because it makes sense, but because it's right. Gotham wasn't always this broken. There was a time when its streets were alive with more than fear, when kids played under street lights instead of hiding from them. But the world changes, doesn't it? It decays when good people do nothing, when fear paralyzes those who should stand. Fear is a weapon. It's what I've learned to wield. But fear, like fire, can also burn out of control. It can consume you if you let it. That's why you have to be stronger than your fear. Courage doesn't mean not being afraid. It means standing tall even when every part of you wants to run. You have to decide that your mission, your purpose, is bigger than your fear. People often ask, why do I do this? Why do I keep fighting in a city that seems beyond saving? It's because Gotham isn't just its skyline or its shadows. Gotham is its people. It's the child who dreams of a better tomorrow, the stranger who lends a hand, the soul who chooses hope over despair. But hope is fragile. It needs protectors. That's where we come in. All of us. We don't need capes or masks to make a difference. What we need is courage. The courage to stand when others sit. The courage to speak when others stay silent. The courage to keep fighting when the odds are against us. Sometimes it feels like you're alone, that your voice doesn't matter. But let me tell you something. One voice, one act of kindness, one moment of bravery can ripple through the shadows and ignite a fire no storm can extinguish. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing. Willing to fall and get back up. Willing to face your fears, even when they whisper lies in your ear. Willing to believe in something greater than yourself. I've seen the worst this city has, and I wasn't born into this. I didn't wake up one day knowing how to fight, how to outthink criminals, how to survive. I fell, over and over. I've been broken. Bones, spirit, trust. But every time I fell, I rose again. Not because of my strength, but because of my will. Because Gotham needed me. Because there are lives worth protecting. You see, it's not about wearing a cape or driving a Batmobile. It's about sacrifice. It's about knowing that the world may never thank you, may never even know your name, and still doing the work. A hero doesn't seek glory. They seek justice. And justice is a fight that doesn't end. It's hard. It's thankless. It's lonely. But when you find your purpose, when you know why you're fighting, the loneliness fades. It's replaced by a fire to keep going, to protect what's good, to light the way for others. So, if you're listening to this, if you've ever doubted your strength, hear me now. You are stronger than you think. Every scar you carry, every battle you fought, they've shaped you. They've prepared you for the war ahead. Because make no mistake, life will test you. It will push you to your breaking point. It will demand everything you have. And then, it will demand more. But when that moment comes, when you're staring into the abyss, you have to remember this. You don't fight alone. Even in the darkest nights, there's always someone watching, someone counting on you to rise. And when you do, when you take that step forward, you inspire them to do the same. A symbol can be more than a man. It can be hope. It can be a beacon for those lost in the dark. I chose to become that symbol. Please, take this short break from your video. We know how important the videos are to you, so all we ask from you is to support the channel by purchasing your special Inspire Network hoodie or Inspire Network coffee cup. Please enjoy the rest of the video. There was a time when I believed the shadows were my only ally, that in the darkness, I could do what needed to be done without interference, without the burden of hope. But I've learned something about shadows. They only exist because of light. Gotham wasn't built by the strong, it was built by the resilient. Brick by brick, breath by breath, by those who faced the weight of despair and chose to stand. You don't need a mask to be a symbol, and you don't need fear to inspire. What you need is belief. Belief in something greater than yourself. We live in a city that has tried to break us time and again. A city riddled with crime, corruption, and chaos. But Gotham isn't just its buildings or its streets. It's its people. It's you. And you've shown me something I'd almost forgotten. The power of persistence. When everything around you screams that it's impossible. When you're tempted to give in to the voice that says you're not enough, that you'll never make it. That's the moment you fight hardest. Because what defines you isn't how you fall, it's how you rise. I've seen ordinary people make extraordinary choices. A mother who works 3 jobs to give her child a better life. A teenager who says no to the easy road and yes to what's right. A man who, despite losing everything, chooses to help his neighbor instead of turning his back. Heroes don't wear capes, they wear courage. We can't control the hand we're dealt, but we can control how we play it. The Joker once said that all it takes is one bad day to reduce the best of us to madness. But I disagree. It's not the bad day that defines us. It's what we do after. Do you let the world's darkness consume you, or do you become the light that cuts through it? I'm asking you to make a choice, not just today, but every day. A choice to believe in yourself, in your neighbors, in this city. To believe that, together, we can rise above the chaos. That Gotham can be more than its past. People will tell you it's not possible. They'll say the fight is too big, that the scars are too deep. But let me tell you something I've learned from standing face to face with fear. Fear is a liar. This city, it's not perfect, but neither am I. And that's the point. Perfection isn't what saves the world. Persistence is. Dedication is. Every time you stand back up, every time you fight for someone who can't fight for themselves, you change the world. It may not feel like it. It may not look like it, but trust me, it matters. You matter. So, if you're ready to fight for something bigger than yourself, if you're ready to rise, then do it. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now Gotham needs you. The world needs you. Be the one who chooses courage over fear. Be the one who keeps the fire burning when everyone else lets it die. And remember, as long as even one of us stands against the dark, it will never win. The night may be long, but the dawn will come. It always does. Now go. Fight for what's right. Be what they need you to be. Not a hero, not a savior, a symbol of hope. Because in the end, that's what endures.